Don't stand too close to this guy. You'll get a contact shot.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Maketoys CONTACTSHOT. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have CONTACTSHOT in his alt mode, and in his robot mode. On this side of the box, we have a nice faded image there of CONTACTSHOT. On this side of the box, we have a nice faded image of his leg. I don't know why they always do this. Why the leg? I don't get it. Anyway, on the top of the box we have CONTACTSHOT. On the bottom of the box we have the contents of the box. And warning, please don't eat anything in this box that could be very bad for you. And on the back of the box you have your obligatory product shots. You can do this, that, the other, all that stuff. And that's basically it for the packaging. So moving right along here, we have CONTACTSHOT, which is Maketoys' take on a masterpiece, Pointblank, the Target Master. Yeah, who was expecting this? Not me. I don't think anybody was, but yeah, very cool figure though. I do quite like it. So here he is in his vehicle mode, very reminiscent of the G1 toy. And very nicely done. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. We have some nice detailing here. Right up front on the hood, you got the headlights there picked out in paint. You got some nice silver paints right here. On these bits, the wheels themselves are done with some nice silver detailings right there. The tires are rubber, which is nice. And going down the side of the car here, you got the nice flame design, just like the G1 toy had, which is very nice. And the nice transparent windshield there. Again, very cool. You have a lot of molded detail in there, which I will show off in a little bit. And on the back, you got this rear fin here, with like a kind of a gun going on back here, with some more detailing. You got some more silvers, and reds. Some more silver on the back. Again, nicely detailed. And on the back, you got some gunmetal gray back here, along with some yellow for the taillights. And there's the underside. Everything conceals pretty well. You can see the top of his head there, but that's okay. You can see the back of his head right there. So technically it's visible head syndrome, but hey, you know, you can say that's the engine. So hey, it works out. He does roll very nicely, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. Rolling is good, especially for things with wheels. So hey, 2 thumbs up for rolling. But there you go. Now for comparison, here it is with Maketoys Chrome Dome. So you can see how they look together. And they're roundabouts. Let me raise the camera back up here. You can see roundabouts the same size, give or take. And here it is with MP10 Optimus Prime. So you can see how it scales there. So yeah, I mean, the car mode is a little too big in my opinion, but it is what it is. So there you have that. He does include his Target Master. We have Peacemaker right here, which is pretty cool, done in red and black. And you can see the nice metallic blue visor right there, nice silver on the face. And overall, pretty nice design. You can see the back there. He has a little bit of a backpack, but it's okay. It serves a purpose, obviously. But still pretty nice, articulation-wise. His head is on a ball joint, so you do get a little bit of wiggly-waggly, very little. Of course, you have rotation. The shoulder is on a ball joint at the base. You have some forward and backward movement there. You can raise his arm up. He does have a nice elbow bend, more than 90 degrees, so nice deep elbow bend there. He does have an ab crunch due to transformation. The hips are on a ball joint, so they can go forward. That far can go back. Only that far. Outward movement, that's all you're going to get. You do get a little bit of swivel there at the ball joint as well. And the knee has full range of movements due to transformation. And just for a comparison, here it is with Maketoys' take of Stylor. So you can see how they look together, and they're basically the same size. So there you have that. Now you can take Peacemaker here and have him drive CONTACTSHOT here, aka Pointblank. You just open up this section right here, and you can see there is quite a bit of molded detail in there. You can raise this up. It has a little transparent plastic right there. You can raise this up. You see the steering wheel in there. You can even see pedals, which is pretty cool. So you got that going on. And you can take Peacemaker here and just get him into a seated position here. And just sit him down in the seat. Right there. He doesn't lock in anywhere. He just sits right there. Just bring the steering wheel down. And then just close all this back up. And voila, there he is now, driving CONTACTSHOT, aka Pointblank. You do have some guns that you can flip out here. These panels just raise up to reveal some guns, which are painted in a nice gunmetal gray. So you got a nice little feature there, if you want to take advantage of it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. Very cool. I do quite like it though. It's a very cool design. I quite dig it. So that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's just take Peacemaker out of here, put him off to the side for now, and we will continue on and transform this boy. So first thing you want to do is you want to come back here and you want to untab these panels here. You want to come to the bottom and you want to untab these panels here. You can see a tab that goes into the slot right there. So untab these panels, bring those out. You also want to take this section right here and you want to untab this. What? Parts forming? Yes. Yes. Worst toy ever. Oh, stop it. But you want to take this, put this off to the side. And it does reveal some more molded detailing, which is also picked out in silver paints very nicely. Anyway, once you've done all that, now you want to come here and you want to untab this section here. Just pull that back and that will untab. There's also a tab in here that will go up into a slot in there, like that. Then you just want to untab the legs also. You can see a tab right there. And then once you've done all that, you can take the leg and now extend it down. Make sure that this is straightened out so things don't get in the way. It also helps if you bring the leg out a couple clicks so you have clearance for everything. So just straighten the leg out. Once you've done that, you can take this and kind of shift that down. Make sure that's straight. You want to come here to this section here and bring this out. You can see there's a tab that went into that slot right there. So just bring that out like that. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to flip out this section right here. That will become his heel, and then this will come up, and then this will fold up like that, and that makes the foot, which is pretty nice, pretty clever. And then you take this whole section right here and you slide it down like that. Take this panel, bring that in, and then you take this panel and bring it down, and you have two tabs right here. You have a tab right here as well that will go into a slot, and slot right there. Just line everything up, tab everything in. And last thing you want to do is you want to take the hip here and line it up like that. And you got a leg all done. Second verse, as you can guess, much like the first, that already came undone for me. Well, thank you. You're so helpful. So, bring the leg down. Again, bring it out a couple clicks just so you have clearance for everything here. Bring that down. And then untab the foot, flip out this section. Sometimes if it gets stuck, you can kind of take these little flip out guns. That'll help you pull that out. Bring it out, and then fold up to make the foot. And then you just collapse that in. Bring that panel over, bring that down, and tab everything in. Straighten out his thigh. Boom. And there you got the legs all done. So now we will move on to the upper body. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to take this windshield section right here. We're going to take this and bring it all the way down on this hinge. As you can see, it's on a double hinge. Bring it down on this hinge right here. And you're going to take these sections right here, untab them, see a tab right there, slot right there, untab those, just bring those kind of back and up so you have clearance for everything. Then you want to untab the arms, and you can see the tab right there goes into that slot right there. right there. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Right there. Anyway, untab the arms. And then you just bring them up like that. Untab. Bring that up. Once you've done that, you take this whole assembly here and you rotate it 180, like so. Take this assembly right here, bring it down halfway. And what you're going to do here is you're going to take this section, you're just going to bring this down so you have clearance. You take the head and flip it out like that. You want to take this section right here, fold that in, bring that down. That cleans up his chest. And once you've done that, you take this section here and you swing it all the way around so it sits like that. And then you take this whole assembly and you bring it down, and you have these two tabs right here, which will go into these two slots right there. So you just line all that up, and all that will tab in just like that. And then at this point, we can now turn his head around. You take the arms and you extend them down. These panels right here, you just rotate them so they sit flush with the forearm. Rotate the bicep swivel so everything is oriented properly. There you got an arm all done. Same thing on the other side. Bring that down. Rotate that around. Rotate. And then the shoulder pads here, you just take them and you swing them up. Swing them up. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me all sideways. What I ever do to you, anyway. And then the last thing you're going to do is just going to take the windshield here and just bring that up. And that will just work with those hinges there. They'll just sit in these little notches right here. You can see the little tabs. They just sit in these little grooves right here. Keep all that in place. And there you go. There you have CONTACTSHOT, aka Pointblank, in his robot mode. And a very nicely done robot mode, in my opinion. I think he looks quite cool. I really dig this guy. I know nothing of this character. I just thought he looked cool, and that's why I bought it. So, but definitely not disappointed, man. He looks cool. I like it. I like it very much. Let's get in close here. Oh, that noggin of his. There's the noggin. You got some nice silver paint there for the head crest. Nice silver paint for the face. You got some metallic blue for the eyes. All in all, a very nicely done head sculpt. You got the transparent plastic over all of this silver detailing here, which also looks very nice, in my opinion anyway. And overall, very cool design. Very cool design. Got some red there on the crotch. And we have the details here that we saw in vehicle mode. So not much new there. Got the feet, which are nice and clean. On the back, very clean transformation. I mean, he just has, this windshield here on his back, and that's pretty much it. It's a very clean transformation, and just works very, very well. Very well. I am quite impressed with this guy, if I do say so myself. And I do, because I'm the only one in the room. But anyway, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. You get a lot of wiggly-waggly room here. Lots of it. He can look up, he can look down, wiggle-waggle, can rotate 360. The shoulder pads can move out of the way to accommodate your movement. They can swing back some. They're on a hinge. You can swing them back, have them all the way down, do whatever you want with them. Just swing them back, do whatever. But the shoulders themselves are on a ball joint right here, so you have some forward and backward movements. They can't really do a 360 because it does get to a point where the shoulder pads will get in the way, but he can pretty much get his arm all the way up. You have outward movement right there on that hinge again. You can move the shoulder pad out of the way to accommodate. Does have a bicep swivel. Does have a double jointed elbow, but you still don't get that much bend. I mean, it's still a pretty good bend, but not as much as one would like with a double jointed elbow, but that's alright. He does have a wrist swivel. The hands can open and close. The four fingers are just one piece, so you don't have individually articulated fingers. Just simple opening and closing there. He does have a waist swivel. He even has an ab crunch, which is pretty cool. These panels right here and these panels right here will move out of the way to accommodate the leg movement, and even his crotch panel comes up for some reason, but maybe that's a little inappropriate. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, legs can move forward that far, can move back that far. Outward movement, almost the full splits. Ratcheted thigh swivel. He does have 90 degrees of bend at the knee. That's a softer ratchet, as you can hear. Everything's nice and clicky, which is nice. And the feet, you got quite a bit of joints to work with here. The feet can move up, they can move down. You do get some tilt. Since you have these multiple hinges in here, you can use that to your advantage. You just kind of swing it one way, and you can get a lot more ankle tilt there. So it depends on how you use those hinges. You can see, we're going to tab this. There we go, you can see it better now. Basically, depending on how you use those hinges in there, you can pretty much get that foot to do whatever you want and have it sit wherever you want, which is quite nice. It does give you a lot more range of movement right there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he's pretty nicely articulated. So there you have it. Now you do have a few options with what you want to do with this piece right here. Now he does have tabs on either forearm here, so you can take this and plug this onto his forearm like that and give him a cool arm cannon if you want to. If you don't want this on his arm at all, you can just flip this little hook out, and this will hook over this tab right here. And you can just store all that on his back if you want to, which is pretty cool. Or you can remove this gun barrel right here, and we'll use this a little bit later. And what the instructions tell you to do is to just take this and plug it onto his forearm like this, and you got this little gun right here, which you can use. That's what the instructions tell you to do. But again, you have options for what you want to do. You can store it on his back if you want to. Totally up to you, as my tongue refuses to say. As always, it's your toy. Display it however you wish. So anyway, just for a quick comparison, here he is with his Target Master buddy, the Peacemaker. He's little. He's just a little guy. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, just a little guy. He's a little peanut. Oh. But we will now transform him into his gun mode. So to transform him into gun mode, we just turn his head around. You want to use the little ab crunch here, fold that up, and then take the legs and bring them back. And there are tabs right here that will tab into these slots in the shoulders. So bring the legs up, and the legs themselves will tab together right here. Tab those in, and then line all this up with the slots on his shoulders, like that. And then you just take the gun barrel here, and you straighten that out. And then you bring this up, and you see there's a tab right there that's going to go into this little notch right there where my fingernail is. Just bring that up like that. And then you take the handle here, you just bring it out to the side, and then swing it over. That just tabs in right there to that notch. And there is Peacemaker in his gun mode, which is, it's probably the better of the Target Masters I've seen so far from these third-party companies. Like, that actually, it works. It works. It works. But you notice here that the gun barrel is just kind of, you know, thin and lanky, and it's got those, you know, those hinges there, which is a little unsightly, but that is where this piece comes in, because you can take this barrel and slide it over this barrel, and it gives you a much nicer, solid, cohesive looking gun barrel, and that really looks nice. So that definitely works for me very, very well. So there you have that. And he holds the gun like all the other Maketoys figures do. He has that little rail there in the base of his palm, and you got the little notches here in the handle. That just slots right in, and he holds that nice and solidly. Even with his hand wide open, he ain't going to drop that. And I really like that method of holding weapons. Again, I've said this time and time again, but I want more companies, even, you know, Takara and Hasbro, I want them all to adopt this method of holding weapons, because it works really well in my opinion. I really like it. Because sometimes just the tab in the palm doesn't always work. You know, it doesn't work as well as it should. And that always works. But anyway, there you have that. There he is holding his weapon. Now, you do have some optional parts that you can swap out if you want to, and it all involves the noggin right here. Now, the face he has on him right now is just a regular, you know, kind of serious face. He actually looks like he's, like, smiling a little bit, but you have that face. You do also get an angry face, a grrr face, a grrr face. So you get one, again, as usual, cat hair not included. Get out of here. But he does have the grrr face right there, if you want. Which you can, again, cat hair not included. Get out of here! But you have that face, which you can swap out. You also do have a different face here with a visor as opposed to the two separate eyes. You have a serious face for that. And you also get a grr face with the full-on visor, if you wish. Again, nice metallic blue paint there. And you also do get a different helmet here. And again, I know nothing about this character, so I did do an image search. And I did see that in the cartoon, he did have like both styles of helmets. So I guess it's just whatever you feel like, you know, using, you can use. So you have options for the helmets and for the faces, and to swap everything out very easy. The helmet you just pull straight up, and the face just untabs right there, and you're left with that horrific thing right there. And let's see if we want to give him. Let's give him the angry visored face, and just tab that on, and we'll put on the new helmet here. And this helmet is a little bit hard to get on. It's like a little tight, but you can get it on. There we go. And you can give him that look if you want to. So totally up to you. You have options. Options are good. I like options. Options are very good. And again, this helmet is a little tighter to get on and off, but it's alright. Hopefully it won't scratch up the paint too much. That's my worry, is that that'll scratch up the paint a little bit. But so far, it doesn't seem like it's done any damage. But me personally, we'll give him the grr face right now. Oop, stay on, grr face. Stay on, grr face. Grr face don't want to stay on. Come on, grr face. Why you just want to tab in? Come on, grr face. Okay, that one doesn't want to. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Nope, that's really loose. Oh wow. This is actually the first time I'm trying this face on. I didn't realize it was this loose. Wow, that's loose. Well, I mean, the helmet will hold it on. And once you get the helmet on, there you go. That'll hold it in place just fine. So it's not like his face is going to fall off. But there you go. Now he's all grr. Grr. He can do that. But there you go. So again, you got options, and options are A-okay with me. So there you have that. And now for comparison, here he is with MP10, Optimus Prime. So you can see how he scales there, and he's a pretty big boy. You can see he's only a little bit shorter than Masterpiece Prime. And with some other Maketoys, not Masterpiece figures, here he is with their Chrome Dome. So you can see how they look together. Here he is with their hard head. So you can see how that works out. Here he is with their Inferno. So you can see he's quite a bit taller than Inferno. And here he is with their Megatron. So you can see how they look together. So there you have that. And yeah, there you have CONTACTSHOT, aka Pointblank. A very cool figure, in my opinion. Really like him, really dig him. Again, I know nothing of this character. I just saw the pictures of him and I thought he looked cool, so I said, I'll pick it up. And definitely do not regret my purchase. Very cool figure. Very much dig him. And again, just like I said with Fans Hobbies Repugnus, you know, for all the people who complain, oh, these third-party companies just do the same characters over and over and over again. Masterpiece Pointblank. There you go. I mean, they're starting to branch out. They're definitely starting to branch out into the more obscure characters. So there you go. They're branching out. They're not just doing the same characters over and over again. Be happy! But anyway. Well, all in all, though, like I said, very cool figure. I dig him. I dig him very much. So there you have that. So if you would like a CONTACTSHOT or any of Maketoys' other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Maketoys CONTACTSHOT, and this is EmGo's saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. You know something, Pointblank? I feel sorry for you Target Master guys. What? Why? Well, I mean, think about it. If your partner decides to just run away, you're left defenseless. You don't have a weapon. Yeah, well, if your partner decides to run away, you don't have a head. Who do you think's at a bigger disadvantage? Oh yeah? Well, at least I can still shoot, even though I can't see where I'm shooting. Shut up!